Oh, I've just heard from the passenger. She's just landed, so that's good. Listen, I was just looking at the news and I come across an interesting article on LBC. There was a mention in the press about vaccine passports a short time ago, a few days, a week ago, and the government was saying that, you know, it's not going to happen, and now the press are talking about it. What I've realised in all this is if the press start talking about it, it is going to happen, and they're just gauging public opinion. Furthermore, Priti Patel was on, I think, LBC, further talking about it, saying that there are active discussions at the moment with regard to making it happen, so it will happen. On LBC, there was a guy on there, sound like an old-fashioned Londoner guy, who really couldn't understand what all the fuss was about. Listen to what he has to say.
I don't understand what's going on here. I think everybody going crazy over this. What's the big deal that you've got to show? You go into the airport and you give over your passport and they pick up your trip through the electric ticket and they say, can you show me your passport that you've been back? What's the big deal? I've got children. I've got a daughter in Australia. I've got a son in Singapore. I'm dying to go out to see them and my grandchildren. So what's the big deal? I mean, if you take a dog on the continent, you have to show a dog passport, otherwise you can't take him. It's crazy. Who's brainwashing this country? I don't understand the public. Maybe I'm getting too old.
Listen, Colin, I have ultimate trust in the overwhelming view of most sensible people on this, which I think is your view, isn't it? Most sensible people, I think, believe that this isn't an issue. And what's been frustrating is this is so obviously needed to happen in order to allow travel to take place that it's slightly bewildering that it seems to have taken the government this long to acknowledge, at least publicly, that this will need to happen.
Well, the government have done... Well, listen, they should have shut the airport down last March. They've done a lot of things that have been back wrong. I mean, the only good thing was getting the vaccination out, and if that wouldn't have come, well, I don't know what would have happened to Mr. Prime Minister, because they have made some big mistakes, big ones.
They have. And but the introduction of a vaccine passport is not going to be one of those mistakes, you think, Colin?
Not at all. Listen, I've been jabbed. I've had my jabbed. I'm going to have my last one again will be in April, and the minute Singapore Airlines say I can fly, I will be off to see my son, and I'll be off to see my daughter, and whatever I've got to take to get out there, I'll go.